Paul Weller.
Me and Bobby Gillespie from Primal Scream, we were talking about this a few months ago. It's just the fact that no one's doing anything about it. Very few artists are, either because they're too scared or they don't give a fuck, or I don't know what way it works, I have no idea.
We're a punk rock band, and I always thought that's what punk rock was. You know, Weller's the only guy left from 1977 that's still a true punk.
It wasn't about just raising money, it was about raising awareness.
You know, I think a lot of people maybe are aware of the issue distantly, but maybe don't understand the roots of the issue.
The Palestinian struggle is not just a cry for justice, it's a blistering battle for the most fundamental human rights that every living soul on this planet should inherit by birthright. It's an unyielding resistance against the oppressive, suffocating grip of occupation and the callous denial of the most basic human dignity.
All the money that you have spent tonight on your tickets are going to two charities. One is called Gaza Forever, it's a very new charity. The second one is called MAP. You guys know about MAP? Medical Aid for Palestinians. It does amazing work on the ground.
The truth is there, as we all know, but you've got to look for it. You ain't going to sit on the BBC, right? I'm hoping as well, this is not just a one-off thing, but the first of many.
Seeing Gaza on the top of Brixton Academy is just powerful, you know. So.
What a vibe! What energy! Hello, Brixton! And to those colonial bigots who say that Palestine does not exist. Palestine is our homeland. It is our history and it is our future.
Oh, you political class. So servile to corporate power. The street is like a graveyard, tombstone lurching over us. Those shouting out to their windows, now wish they never woke them up. When hope your worst enemy to go in this position. Now it's flowers for the dead and printing posters for the missing.
And is there anything particular you would like the crowd to take away from your songs?
I would want them to take away that ultimately they are not bystanders in what's happening. They can play a direct role, they can affect it in some way. There are avenues that are suggested throughout the music of ways they can participate in fighting for liberation of Palestine. That's what I would say.
Only love can hurt like this.
We are playing Gig for Gaza at Brixton Academy. Paul Weller arranged a show called Loads of People He Knew to put on a gig, and I've been dying to do something for such a long time. Over a year on, and it's devastating to think it's still happening. We look at the history books and we say, how could that have happened? And then we look at this and the fact that people aren't drawing parallels with like that level of human failure, and I just know that those children are my children, and it's just I would never want my kids to be in that situation.
When we look at the history books and we say, how the hell did that happen? And we go, I don't know, and it is happening now. History is happening now, and one day I hope that people look back and see what the massive major fuck up this is. So thank you all for being here and being a part of the right side of history.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Kneecap. I find them so hopeful. I just think that it's been a tragedy that in modern music, people are so apolitical and silent on issues, and they're just like the loudest they can be at all times.
They have relentlessly campaigned for the people of Gaza all the way through their career, on every gig, every stage, every time they have a chance to do it. So it's so fitting that they could be here tonight on this stage. Please make some noise for Nika!
So you guys are English?
Fantastic, yeah. I'm out of here.
We come from Ireland, and we speak Irish. And nobody knows occupation or oppression better than the Irish people. In the history of oppression and colonisation, of 800 years of the British government, not you people. No, honestly, it's we know all about that, and that's why it's very an honour for us to be here tonight with all these other acts to show solidarity with the genocide that's happening right now in Palestine.
So, we've only got a half an hour. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's remember why we're here and realise the privilege that we have to be able to enjoy music when people in Palestine aren't so fortunate. But let's enjoy ourselves. Here's Better Way to Live.
Surprised that you guys got the call?
I mean,
not that surprising, really.
I don't know. I mean, considering fucking near enough between every song we have a fucking Free Palestine chant, I don't know, maybe it seems like the inevitable route.
I'm not like overly fussed about the people who aren't interested in speaking, because I don't want to give them, if they don't want to speak, that's their own problem, and history will judge them.
Obviously the community we're from is like, it's a very long period of solidarity with the Palestinian people, because obviously not to the same extent, but there is a similarities of what our community went through at the hands of the British government.
Coster Walliger Guinea, Archbishop Dawn, Marhabla, Martasa Palestine, Chin Goal, Dinier Fund Dawn, Heaslish, August Sun and Sears in Palestine, New Wine, Muchin of Palestine, Virginia, or Ken Doig, Linya Vaisier, or Tamaji Garker, and Prujilak Shaw, Tarlu, so Palestine, you can give see sheer, or Vaisaston, or Vaisier, one of which Sassi Sus, rather again, so.
The Nakba saw us ethnically cleansed from our land. We have suffered 6 decades of violent colonial military occupation and apartheid rule. Now we are subjected to a genocide.
It's the most sadness that Gaza ever had.
The first genocide in history.
Oh my God.
Where its victims are broadcasting their own destruction in real time, in the desperate, so far vain hope that the world might do something.
الأمم المتحدة صار لازم نجمد عضوية إسرائيل وتفرض عليها عقوبات وتحاصرها وتقطعها علشان توقف.
I think it's a very important point that these artists are making by saying this is where we stand. Seeing the Palestinians as human and supporting the Palestinians is disincentivized within the music industry. What's happening though is there's pressure coming from the consumers of the music. They're saying to the artists, why are you silent? We're watching children being slaughtered in all manner of ways all the time, and you have barely anything to say.
Still Palestine lives.
The key is to be unapologetic and also to show that there are others that support you and fight back.
Sing it with me now. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine.
You know, it's internationalism. You know, it's one struggle. You know. Yeah.
Well, thank you for never stopping.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, it's not much, but.
Well, it's a lot.
It's a rock and roll band. Yeah.
Get your rocks up. Get your rocks up. Check you now. Get 'em up downtown. Get your rocks up. Get your rocks up. Check you now. Get 'em up downtown.
وقف الطفل وحده
Gazans
are beautiful, beautiful people, and they need our help.
You know, I think there was that time when if you spoke out about it, people were getting ostracised or their careers and all that were in jeopardy and all that bullshit. But I don't know about that, do you know what I mean? I think we've gone past that fucking stage now, you know, and we've got to fight against it, and I just think, where is our moral compass, you know?
No matter what the media will tell us, you know, we will look back and we'll talk to our children when they ask us what did we do, and we'll tell them what we've done.
We know that from time to time there arise among human beings people who seem to exude love as naturally as the sun gives out heat.
Two lovers gazing out at the sunset, but between them still so much unsaid. An honest bond, but many secrets their tongues kept. They got oh so close, but never undressed. Under occupation, made impossible choices. Both traumatized from sounds of the horrible voices. Used to meet in discreet places, but it wasn't quite planned. Imagine they were two kites over occupied land in each other's presence. They were dancing on the clouds, but he was holding a secret that was harder to pronounce. They both would dream on the plane where the souls would meet, exchanging long love letters and broken poetry in chaos. They found solace in each other's arms, a safe place where neither one could suffer harm. At times he felt like he was holding a furnace as the secret he kept